Have you ever found yourself in a slump where you couldn't do anything, no matter how hard you tried? A place where everything seems slow, and it's a huge effort to even stay awake at times. In this video, I'm taking inspiration from my real-life experiences with the huge productive rut I've been in. I'll talk about what I've learned and how I've managed to get out of it. So sit back and enjoy. Our emotions have a huge effect on our bodies. Recently, I've been extremely stressed with my dad in and out of hospital, and my bathroom flooding and damaging parts of my house. All this weight was so heavy, and I felt myself slowing down. It was even a big deal to get out of bed some days. Creating is usually a place I escape to, but even that became too much of an effort to accomplish. When I felt like this before, I would usually step back from my paintings and try everything and anything else to recenter myself to get back to being productive, such as visiting my favourite places to try and relax and draw more inspiration. In some of my previous videos, I've talked about the importance of rest on creativity. So initially, I thought that taking a break would help me recover from the stress that had overwhelmed me, but instead, it just exacerbated my feelings of frustration. Each day of inactivity felt like such a failure, and my growing annoyance with myself only deepened the slump. It seemed that rest without any action became a reminder of my lack of progress. Sometimes I feel like self-care can be used as an excuse to procrastinate. We tell ourselves that we're resting and that we need to become empty in order to refill. But there's this danger that these are just hollow assurances for tomorrow. In these times, we indulge in comfort and convince ourselves that it's necessary for our well-being, but we often end up delaying the very actions that would truly move us forward. I think in these moments of inaction, we might find solace, but it's a fleeting comfort that evaporates as the weight of all these undone tasks looms larger. I believe that true self-care should empower us, giving us the strength to face our responsibilities rather than escape from them. It's essential to distinguish between genuine restoration time and mere avoidance, ensuring that our moments of true rest are a foundation for progress, not a barrier to it. Have you ever heard of activation energy in chemistry? It's what we call the initial effort required for a chemical reaction to occur. We can apply this concept to our own lives too. The energy needed to start something often feels really overwhelming, but once we get going, momentum builds, making it easier to continue. So with this in mind, I finally tackled something I'd been putting off for ages, building my online shop. Oddly enough, this felt way less intimidating than sitting down to create something new. I quickly became really invested in finding a printer that I was happy with. I managed to find one that would be able to produce high quality prints while keeping all the colour shifts in my work. I also made sure that the prints are of archive quality so that the colours will remain vibrant for years to come. I also got so into the process that I even created some stickers as freebies for every order. So if you'd like to visit my new shop, you can find it at ysvyri.com. That's ysvyri.com, or by following the link in the description. The momentum generated by finally finishing my shot made me feel less daunted about creating something again, but I still don't feel ready at the moment to tackle a large painting. These smaller studies in my sketchbook, however, are much more doable. They're still uncomfortable to start, but once I do, I feel myself becoming more energized to finish them. This is the activation energy and momentum at work. So it occurred to me when I was drawing these that I'd seen them somewhere before. I don't think stars and plant studies are an original idea by any means, but I'm so sorry if I've inadvertently copied something from Pinterest or whatever. To be honest, I was just happy I was finally creating something. Sometimes it is useful to use tools like timers to help us get started. I like to put on a timer for half an hour, and after it's done, I get up, stretch, and walk around. During my inertia, I used a timer as a way to say, I only need to focus for 30 minutes. And after that, I can go back to doing nothing. In this way, I trick myself into activation energy by making the task feel shorter and smaller, allowing me to generate momentum. After my alarm goes off and I give myself a moment to walk and stretch, I'm usually ready to start another 30-minute burst of focus afterwards. Sometimes small periods of intention are all that is needed to accomplish even large tasks. The key to overcoming a productive slump sometimes lies not in resting, but in acting. Each completed task, however minor, chips away at the inertia and restores a sense of capability. To anyone facing similar struggles, I encourage you to start small. Sometimes that's all that's needed to get the ball rolling. By breaking down our tasks and setting manageable timeframes, we can harness the power of activation energy and momentum in our lives. Remember, the initial effort may seem daunting, but once we push past that barrier, we often find ourselves more capable and motivated than we ever knew. Start small, keep going, and watch how each step forwards builds the momentum you need to achieve great things. Or maybe just have the energy to get back into a functional day. Either one is valuable. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you next time. Bye.